So it's now 7 o'clock. Is there anybody that you know we're waiting for, Darren?
Not that I'm aware of. I think there may be one or two more coming in, but I would say go for it. It's 7 o'clock. Yeah, we're still waiting for a speaker, but I would say go with it, Graham.
Has Aban got the Zoom link? Has anybody sent it to him? Oh, good.
Right. We'll make a start. Well, can I welcome all our guests as usual? Who's already introduced himself. I think most of the others are known to us. Welcome to Pat and those from... but if you want to introduce yourself, you may quickly do so now.
Okay, I'll start. My name's David Horn, for those who don't know me from the Plymouth Mayflower Club. And I'm really curious to hear who Lorraine is.
Hi, good afternoon. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Lorraine Spence, and I'm the secretary for the Rotary Club of Montego Bay in Jamaica.
Fantastic.
Right. So if that's everybody who is with us, who wants to introduce themselves. Michelle, we can't see. Can we hear you, Michelle? You haven't spoken yet.
You can hear me. I'm just finishing my daily walk, Graham. So I got home from work a little bit late, but I am here and I am listening. And as soon as I get home, I'll put my camera on.
Okay, lovely. Right, thank you. Right, we've got apologies from Terry. For those of you who don't know, Terry has got to go into hospital tomorrow for a major operation on his back. He's had walking problems for quite some considerable time. So I think it will be some weeks before he's able to be with us. I'm sure everybody sends his best wishes or their best wishes to him for tomorrow. The three most important people that I wanted at the beginning of this meeting are all with us. So it is my pleasure to announce that we are going to present Paul Harris Fellows to three of our members. For those of us, or those of you who are not used to the way we behave in the UK, we treat Paul Harris Fellows as a mark of recognition for work above and beyond what you would expect people to do as a Rotarian. We don't think of it as a monetary of giving $1,000 to Rotary Foundation, although of course we have to do it in order to be able to purchase the Paul Harris Fellowships and to award them to members of the, not just Rotarians, but anybody in the UK who we think has work above and beyond the call of Rotary. The three people that we want to present Paul Harris Fellows to are Roger Burnett, Janet Bengerfield, and Wyn Scott. Roger has been a member of this club for many, many years, always getting involved in everything we do. He leads rounds on Christmas Tree. He's been heavily involved this year in the organising of Christmas Tree. He's always there for the Lamb Feast, and has also been treasurer and is now secretary of the club and has been for a long time. Janet has served as president of the club. She's done an awful lot of work for the club. Again, Christmas Tree could not have happened this year without the work that Janet puts into it, as well as the work which Janet has done throughout the club and throughout her years of service as a member of Plimpton Rotary. I've got to say it's exactly the same for Wyn, except Wyn does an awful lot of other work. Roger's got a visitor coming behind him. And I think hopefully he's now been presented with his certificate in Paul Harris.
I have, yes. Thank you very much, everybody. Completely aware of it. And
Janet got her other half with her. So we're going to make the same presentation to her. No, I'm hoping that Nikki will join Win and present him with him.
I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Thank you.
I'm just trying to get it out of the little thingy.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. That's fantastic.
Congratulations.
Am I not showing off my chest?
Congratulations,
Doctor.
to you all.
Quite fleshy. Oh, thank you very much.
Say a few words. Roger.
thank you very much. I'm completely overwhelmed. I didn't have any idea at all that was being planned. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Roger, could you hold up the certificate again for us, please? Just move it back a bit. I can't see it. Just say a few words, mate. And if you can speak, Roger, so I'll get you on the live screen.
Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. It's much appreciated.
Perfect. Janet, if you can do the same.
Oops.
Wow, very nice.
Thank you very much.
And Win,
really is appreciated.
And Win, can I ask you to do the same as well, please? Can you hold up the certificate a second? Win?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you ever so much, everyone. That's really lovely. It's a tremendous surprise and wonderful. I'm very flattered.
Now we know why Darren was zooming around this week.
Yeah. You caught me.
Well,
I did.
Darren. Beautifully organised, Darren.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
Well deserved, everyone.
I raise my glass.
I would if I had one.
Go next door, George. There's plenty next door.
Yeah, we've got plenty. Well done, Roger.
Congratulations to you all. If I could then move on. For those of you who haven't been entirely up to date, we've now got the bike project, which stalled for a little while, is now most certainly an ongoing project. We've had approval for the amended project from our IBI's insurers. They're happy for us to go ahead. And all I'm waiting for is confirmation now from Plymouth Bike Hire that they're happy to work with the scheme as we've reorganised it slightly so that Plimpton Rotary Club act purely as facilitators and introducers to make the scheme work. Peter, have you had a chance to speak to Plymouth Bike Hire today?
Not since your email this evening, and there was an attachment, I think, that was coming. It wasn't with the email, but we have had the £1,000 from district as well.
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Maybe I thought I will check whether the attachment was with your email. If it wasn't, I will resend it with the attachment this meeting. Darren, you wanted to talk about mental health projects?
Yeah, it's just a quick word. Some of you may be aware that this week here in the UK, it's Mental Health Awareness Week. As most of you know, I'm the national lead for the Rotarians for Mental Health project, which we started down here in the Southwest a few years ago. Throughout this week, I've been posting throughout the day a number of the flyers of those who have been supporting the project. I've got a few more going up tomorrow. Really, it's just a case of, can I ask all the club members and everyone here present in the meeting tonight to go onto the Rotarians for Mental Health Facebook page if you're on Facebook, and please share the posts I've been posting, just so we can try and get a message out that people shouldn't bottle things up and it's okay to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Roger, can you give us the results of the RIBI business meeting votes as you've been notified?
I did circulate it to everybody. All the motions were carried.
And so that means we've got increased subscriptions. While I'm talking about that, we haven't had notice from you about the AGM. Could you sort out a date for the AGM?
I'll liaise with Darren and get a date sorted. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
One thing as secretary to say, I've had an email from RIBI today or via Wally to say that district or the national youth competitions will not take place at national level for the next Rotary year. So youth speaks and things like that won't be taking place nationally next year because of the current situation.
Thank you, Darren. No, wasn't Roger. Thank you, Roger. And Darren, you wanted to just go through the compliance documents that you need to sign as incoming.
Really, it's just something club members I emailed. I messaged you all on the club WhatsApp group. I think it was at the weekend. I'd received notification that I've got to sign the compliance form that RIBI asked all clubs to do. I've not heard anything from any club members, so can I just have a hands agreement that I can sign that form off on behalf of the club? So club members, if you're in favour of me signing that document, which we do every year, can I have a show of hands, please? In favour of the compliance form? Peter, I can't see you, but I'm guessing you're in favour. And the two Davids, are you in favour or not? Yep, okay. I think it's carried, so I'll get that signed off, Graham.
Thank you, Darren. Has our speaker joined us yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Peter, would you introduce the speaker, please?
Well, I wanted to do two things, not just to introduce the speaker, but talk a little bit about the speaker's involvement with Global Grant. For the people who don't know about Global Grants, it's a way in which Rotary International gets clubs together internationally and gives them very richly enhanced funding so that they can run a project. And the project that we've been involved with up to now has been a school in a remote part of Gorka, and seriously remote, a day in a four-wheel drive and 2 days walking. But that's coming to an end and we still have some funds. And when 4 or 5 of us got together, we get together every week now, we decided that the best person to make a Global Grant bid work was my friend Aban Gautam, who's actually come to the village with us in the past, lived and worked at a master's at the university in clinical research. And it's just magnificent that he's here. Just before he starts, Aban, what time is it there?
12 o'clock.
It's after midnight. Welcome to Aban.
Thank you, Peter.
Over to Win.
Hello, Aban. It's my great pleasure to interview you tonight. We have to squeeze a lot of your amazing career already into only about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. It's great to talk to you. This isn't one of the questions, but I wondered, I've been looking at your CV and I wondered how old you are now. Can I ask you that?
27.
37?
27.
27, I was going to say. 27, and you've done all this. Well, not everybody has seen this yet, but tell us a little bit about your early life. Where did you grow up, and what were your opportunities then in that part of Nepal?
So I grew up in a small village called Balajor, which is located in the southeast of Nepal. I was born in 1992, and I didn't have any opportunity because there were no schools in the village, and our family was quite big. Like we used to live in a joint family. At the time that I was born, I used to be very sick. I used to have this respiratory infection often, and my mom she used to make 2 days journey just to get me to a hospital. So it was very difficult time. And as I grew up, I used to get this infection most of the time. My mom thought like it would be good for us to live in an urban area, just because of my health condition. So we moved to and there were hospitals. So it was, I think I was around 2 years when we moved. And so we stayed there for 2 more years because my father, he didn't get a job. And when we were living in a village, we mostly depended on farming for living. So it was quite difficult for us to live in the urban area with no job at all. And I also was getting older and I had to be in a school. So, my mom and dad, they really thought like we need to go to the capital in Kathmandu, just for my education as well.
And I read that only 12% of the people in your village made it past their 5th birthday. So you were a very lucky small percentage.
Yeah, that's right. And even my mom, like I guess like it ran through my family, and even my mom, she loved in village. So I was very lucky.
So what were your ambitions? When did your ambition for medicine first start?
So when I came to with my family, I got an opportunity to go to a boarding school, and I was quite clever at that time. So I was very interested in science, and at a very early age, like I used to get involved in collecting like butterflies or flowers and stick them to chart paper and put them in the wall. So yeah, that was the early stepping stone for me.
And when did medicine come on the horizon?
So we lived in a small semi-rural area in Kathmandu. So it would take 4-5 minutes walk to go to my school, a boarding school. So we were in a quite remote outreach area, and most of the people in that area also depended on farming, like agriculture. So my mom, she trained herself as a nurse. So I was lucky because I learned a lot of things from her. And since she was the only nurse in our village, you know, people who were injured with farming, mostly work-related injuries, or if they had any sick people, they would come and collect medicine from our house. So when my mom was not there, like she used to instruct me to give certain kind of medicine or some wound care products to people. So in that way, like I got an opportunity to really see, in terms of helping people through my mom. So that inspired me.
Yeah, oh, fantastic. Where did you go and study medicine?
So later on, in 2010, I joined medicine in Kathmandu, so in Nepal Medical College, and I graduated in 2015.
And that's when the earthquake happened. Yeah. I understand you did something quite stunning then.
Yeah, so we had recently graduated when the earthquake happened, and I really got an opportunity to help because we were recent graduates, so we didn't had any practical knowledge at the time. So since we had limited staff at that time, I got an opportunity to do like lots of first response to people who presented to the hospital. So all sort of things like wound care and suturing and all. So later on, after a few weeks, like we thought we need to do more and try to help people who live in rural areas. So we decided, I used to go and volunteer at that time with various organizations where help people who lived who were suffering from earthquake like related damage. And we did outreach program, like I got involved with them. And later on, what happened was I thought maybe we should do in a better way, because there were lots of issues around, areas were destroyed and people, they lived in temporary shelters. There was chances of like communicable diseases. So I, along with my friends, like we started doing some medical camps ourselves. Like we collaborated on a banner called Mountain Heart. And then so we used to go out and do an outreach beside working in hospital.
So
We thought like
yeah, you're breaking up a little bit there, but the gist is that you founded Mountain Heart, an organisation that provided free medical care and mobile outreach clinics to more than 25,000 people. That's incredible.
Yes, and now we have reached like more than 35, I think. So at that time, like we thought, so there were many issues because most of the medical camps were done by non-medical personnel. So when we go out in outreach, like they would say, we don't really have, like, we have limited amount of medicine, but since we only get, like, I was working at the hospital full time, and since we are only allowed to get like 4 days of holiday, and we were using that holiday to go and saw people who were did not make sense to us, because we were saying like we don't have enough medicine, we are in for 2 or 3 days. That was not practical, and we thought like this is not actually going to help people. So we decided to unite on the banner command. Like we brought lots of resources. We went to the most needy areas, and through collaboration, because at that time, like, we didn't know anyone to support us, and it was very difficult to even get medicine. But what happened was, like, most of the NGOs who were working in health related projects, they had resources, but they didn't have doctors at the time. So I got an opportunity, like, to convince them that we had a team of people who were ready to be to be deployed and to go and solve in rural areas. So they just needed some reports on that. So in that way, we collected lots of resources from different organizations, and we were able to deliver
fantastic
outreach.
Terrific initiative. Amazing. And what brought you to Plymouth? You were here for a year, was it?
Yeah. So so while working in the rural areas, I was
Aban, we're losing you a little bit, but I think it's just a glitch on the line. You might just have to run through that last bit again.
With one of the sorry. So in 2016, I got an email from a nurse from the University of Plymouth. She was a student. So so through the reference, like, I got in touch with one of the professor in the university, and I helped the students. And later on, she said if I wanted to to continue doing, like, if there was anything that I can do to, like, help me or my team to further our work. I just said, I highlighted about one problem of research in Nepal, and like in any other developing country, because like, when I was in medical school, we were not trained in conducting research. So and while working in rural areas, I found that the problem, there were lots of problems, especially health related, and the only way to address those was through a proper scientific research, so that it can be transferable and it can be sustainable way. So I presented that to the lecturer whom I knew, and with her support, like, I got a scholarship, a partial scholarship, to study in research.
And so what did you do after that year? You've now moved on again.
Yeah.
After your postgraduate.
So, right. So I joined in 2017 to study masters. And then when I was in the UK, like I got in touch with Peter because I knew him when like for many years. And like Peter, like I was building networks. I was not only studying, I was trying to build more networks with people and especially the researchers so that I can bring help because I knew I was going to come back. And the only thing was the people I know. So I knew. So they were the main resources for me to develop myself and ultimately to help my country. So when I was studying, I was also building a network with lots of people, and I was meeting and presenting my work. So after graduation, I got an opportunity to apply for a funding, for research funding, and it was about diabetes related food problems. And I got a funding for that through the university. So currently, I'm also being employed, and I'm also doing a PhD as well.
Sorry, which university, Aban?
Through the University of Plymouth.
Oh, it's still from Plymouth. Yes, brilliant. Yes, excellent. Oh, have you frozen there? I think you've broken up slightly there.
So I got the funding, so it's going.
Yeah, you're breaking up. I'm going to move you on to some more fun things now, Aban. Thank you, and good luck with your future funding and your future research. It sounds amazing. Where would you choose for your holiday of? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Aban? Oh, bad line. If you can hear me, I was going to ask you if you where you would choose for your holiday of a lifetime. Is there anywhere else you'd like to go? Or it might even be Britain, actually, or perhaps it's home to Nepal.
A video and.
Oh. The wonders of technology don't always hold up, do they? Is everybody else having the same problem? Is it just about, or am I
Looks like he crashed out.
He's
coming back.
I'm so sorry. Like my network is not very good here.
We've got you back again now, man. So while we have, where would you choose for your holiday of a lifetime?
Actually, like I haven't thought about that.
Don't worry.
But it would be good. Like I came to the UK, so the only place I have visited out of Nepal is the UK. So I got an opportunity to visit Edinburgh in 2016. So I got to present about my work, and I really liked the place. So it was my first time, and I had an amazing time. And I really love the place and people. So I really want to go back and.
Oh, lovely! Yes, but it's a bit colder. Well, I suppose it's colder than your part of Nepal. I saw a lovely picture yesterday of a view of Everest from Kathmandu. The first time it's been seen in years because of the lift in pollution. Presumably, you're in Kathmandu now, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the pollution a lot better?
It is better now. we could see the mountains, and before, like we couldn't see any of them.
Wow, amazing. And another slightly frivolous question: if you could choose anyone who you would like to meet, spend time with, famous or
not. That's an interesting question. I think, I would meet like Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, would you? Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's lovely. I think she'd be very pleased to meet you as well. Well, I think we're probably running out of time now. So, Aban, that's fantastic. And at only 27, you've achieved reaching 35,000 people in Nepal, and with all the research you've done, and climbing from a tiny village, hundreds of miles from Kathmandu. Well, hours and hours away from Kathmandu. I know what the distances are like in Nepal. And to have made it this far, well, good luck with the rest of your career. Absolutely amazing, and stay in touch for always, please.
Thank you, and I will. I'm so sorry about the network.
Oh, it's always the way. Don't worry. Thank you, Aban.
Thank you, Aban.
Thank you, then.
Thank you.